Hi everyone, Zarina here, also known as Woolly Nomad, here and there on the internet. So I've got the YouTube channel, which is Woolly Nomad, which is what you're watching at the moment. I've also got an Instagram account at Woolly Nomad and also a blogspot called woollynomad.blogspot.com. And you should see stuff in those areas about what I'm doing. But I'm also known as Zarina Keyani on the internet, so if you want to check out anything I do, you could just Google my name, probably. Anyway, today I thought we'd start a new project. And I had this yarn, which I bought from a little wool shop in Norfolk, in Cromer actually, when I went to the beach. And I've already made a top out of it, a sort of a tabard. You know the ones where you have, they're like t-shirts, but you've got no sleeves at all. Yeah, and they're kind of loose. So I made one of those and it turned out really nicely. And I had this in my stash and I thought, let's do some stash busting gift knit ideas. And it'll often be the way that you've bought lots of yarn for something, you've knitted up some of it and you've got loads left over, or you've got some left over, even if you have one ball left over, what can we make with one ball of yarn? And I was thinking, let's make some mitts. And I don't mean fingerless, I mean like the mitts that go all the way around, that are cozy and snuggly and you can put them in your pocket. And I don't know, you know, they're just nice for when you want to go out for a walk or whatever. And they're also nice to give it as a gift. So you can give the mitten as a gift, like you can knit it up and give it as a gift, or you can give the pattern as a gift. So that's also an option. And yeah, the pattern will probably be available in the next episode, not in this one, because I've still got to knit them. As you know, I am a designer, so I do design stuff and knit it myself. So I've decided to use this yarn, and it's a kind of a, I hid that away underneath. It's like a bulky or super, it's a super chunky or something. And it's kind of got a fluff to it, which is really nice as well. So I don't know if you can still get this yarn because I did buy it a little while back. And it was on sale as well, so they've probably run out anyway. But it's the Yarn Fair Flying Colours yarn, light and luxurious. And they're right, it's really light. So if you want light knitwear, yeah, you know, when you hold the ball, weigh it like that. See what you think. Right, so yeah, so it's not totally acrylic. I mean, it looks kind of acrylic-y, doesn't it? But it's not totally. It's got quite a bulk of acrylic in it. But it's also got some merino wool and some polyamide, so that's fine. And the polyamide is great for you know, strengthening it up a little bit. Now they recommend we use 8 and 9mm needles, and I think I did for my like tunicky thing, tabardy thing I made. I used, I think, an 8 or a 9, I can't remember. But for mittens, you don't really want an open weave. You want it more of a close knit. So I'm thinking of using a smaller needle. And what I've done is I've done a couple of little swatches stuck together, of course. This was a 5mm needle and this is a 4.5. So I'm going to go with one of these, decide which one I want. I mean, that's not too bad actually, and that's even better because when you've got the mitts on, you kind of don't want the air to get in too much, do you? Yeah, so I probably will go with, I don't know. I mean, I do like these needles, and these are the Addi bamboo needles. They're 4.5mm. This 5mm needle was a Knit Pro Symphony needle. Where's it gone? Here it is. Yeah, so you're going to need a 4.5 and a 5mm, because what you can do is the rib of the mitt you could knit with a 4.5 and then the 4.5, and then the actual mitt you can knit with a 5. To be honest, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to pick one size and I'm going to knit with that. So I think it's going to be a 4.5 just to make it tighter. But the thing is, if you find it difficult to knit because it feels too tight, because obviously this is bulkier yarn, it's got to be comfortable, then you can go up to a size 5mm needle, I would say. Yeah, so what you're going to need some yarn from your stash. You're going to need some needles. But what I like to do whenever I buy new yarn, I always knit up a little tension swatch anyway to see what it's going to be like. I just like to see what the feel is going to be like. So I always knit up a little square of knitting, you know. So they're not proper tension swatches or anything. They're just you know, like just to see how the stitches sit and how it feels, etc., you know. Yeah, so that's that. What else do I have to say about this? Right, so if you haven't got this super bulky yarn, I'll just move some of these things out of the way. If you haven't got super bulky, leave that one there. Then you can use other yarns double. So for instance, oops, sorry, clattering around with the bag. You can use a DK double. So this is a West Yorkshire spinner yarn actually. And I mean, I could use that double and knit, you know, knit with the two. And that would be really then colour poppish, wouldn't it? I mean, this is going to be a variegated, sort of, it's going to be kind of stripy, I expect. This would be more variegated than if I did this, because it's already variegated or stripy or something. I can't remember how it comes out, actually, that one. I did knit some socks with this quite a long time ago. Yeah, or I added it into socks or something. Anyway, this is also stash. I've also got this, and we use this for the Halloween mystery hat knit along. You could use this double if you wanted to as well. Or there's Malabrigo, and this is the Malabrigo. I think this is the chunky weight actually. Doesn't look very chunky against this though, does it? I think this is super chunky actually. So you'd probably have to use that double as well. But Malabrigo is a really nice yarn. It's really soft. And I'm in the process of knitting something with that at the moment, which I'll show you later on. So yeah, that'll be an episode of what am I knitting. So I'm knitting a few things actually, but yeah, that's a really nice yarn. So you could use that double if you wanted to. But the thing to do is to experiment and see, you know, if you can get the gauge. So I'll put the gauge up next week and tell you what gauge you need. Apart from that, look out for the various parts. So it's going to be, the first part is going to be sort of, you know, how to cast on, etc. Then it's going to be how to knit up the body, and then we're going to have a thumb gusset thingy, and we can have a thumb on one side, and then we're going to have knitting up, and then we can have a round bit at the top. I'm showing you like this is the glove, but it's not. Anyway, but let me just do a quick diagram of what I think it's going to look like actually. Yeah, it's a good idea, isn't it? Let's get some paper. Right, so I've got some paper here. So it's a bit off the cuff, isn't it? But you know, I just thought to myself, actually, it would be nice if I just showed you. Okay, so right, what can I find? I've got a highlighter here, German ink. I do like these kind of colourful pens. So this is what I'm thinking. So we're going to have some sort of rib. Oops, it's not a very good one, is it? So we'll have some sort of rib, and then we're going to have a thumb here. Yeah, I'm going to have that. So the first episode will be sort of cast on and rib. Right, so that's fairly bog standard, isn't it? And then the next episode will be the thumb, and it's called a gusset, which sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Oh, there we go. I don't even know if I've spelt it right. Hang on, I haven't got spell checker on my hand. I don't know if I've spelled that correctly, so you can correct me if you want to. Yeah, so we're going to do that in the next episode, so we'll probably knit up to about here in the next episode. Yeah, so that'll be part two, and part one will be the cast on, and then part three will be this top area and how to decrease. So top and decreases. So yeah, so it should only take about 3 episodes to cover that mitten. Yeah, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the project every Friday. So watch out for the next episode on Friday. So this is going out obviously this Friday, which is the setup. So that's over here. So it's actually 4 episodes, isn't it? Just to let you know where we are with it, and if you want to refer back to find out, you know, how far we've got with the glove at any point, or mitt. There we go. Right. In the comments, please, the correct spelling. Let's see all you brainy heads out there. Right, so there we go. I think that's all to say about it. You'll need a darning needle at the end, and it'll have to have a fairly big eye, I would say, because yeah, that yarn, you know, it feels really nice though. It's really fluffy, it's really lovely, it's nice. You know, you could use you could buy, or you might have it in your stash as well, something this big, and you could buy sort of a worsted. So this is sort of a single ply actually. It's not even a, Yeah, it's actually some kind of knit. Well, where are we? Look at that, it's some kind of knit. And then you've got the furry bits around it. So some sort of single ply thingy going on, I feel. Yeah. I suppose you could use mohair even, if you wanted to. Yeah. Right, so there we are. We've got our yarns. Tidy up, tidy up. There. And I'll see you next week for our cast on.